Necromancy and the Death Current are quite dangerous paths. Again, a lot of people who are very good with the Cliff Off or some other initiatory schema could wind up really struggling with Necromancy. It has driven a lot of good magicians insane. There's several precautions that need to be taken. One, like you mentioned, is having a guide, because when you call the dead yearn for contact with the living. So if you're going to summon the ghost of fucking John F. Kennedy, if you're going to summon the ghost of John F. Kennedy, more than John F. Kennedy's ghost is going to want to come to you. So one thing you're going to want your guide to do is prevent your seance from being interrupted by ghosts who you have no intention of contacting. And most of the dead are hostile. The dead are thrust into a unfortunate ecosystem if they're bound to this plane, where they can be turned very hostile very quickly. Another problem is death energy. Again, you talked about mixing necromancy with vampirism, and that's something I very highly recommend, because if you get good enough with necromancy, your energetic metabolism is developed to the point at which death energy is no longer something that'll hurt you. You come to a point where you can literally fill yourself with death energy, and that'll help make you less likely to kill, less likely to be killed, less likely to die. Necromantic alchemy has a lot of very good benefits. Obviously, making you better with Kundalini work, developing your psychic senses, etc. I find one good practice is honoring those who died nameless and forgotten. Those who died nameless and forgotten, it's like a chain of dead souls that goes all the way back to the very dawn of humanity. Those who died nameless and forgotten, again, that chain of soul goes all the way back. So if you're in good with them, you're in good with a lot of spirits, a lot of ones they know. They come to you in many forms. They'll guide you with in unseen ways and help transform you through alchemy. They actually have a protector named Athiel, who's a translopathic demon. It's good, definitely good to have them at your back. Some people say that you should use ancestral magic to, you should get good with your ancestors, because they'll basically vouch for you and kind of give you access to the dead. Again, I use those who died nameless, forgotten for that instead.
Yeah, it's really strange. You know the necrotic energy of the actual dead, like as they lay in the ground, the energy that comes up out of the earth, the necrotic energy?
Yeah.
Okay, think of that thing as like a living tenderly thing. Kind of like one of the creeping horror deals. That's how that works. That nameless and forgotten that you were talking about, I've worked with the collective, just referring to them as the nameless ones or those who have been forgotten. I never even thought to put that together, so that's kind of cool.
That comment about the nameless forgotten, that's it kind of puts a lot of things in perspective. I remember about a year ago, I did a lot of work with the Goetic spirit Andras. I worked really hard to truly try to figure out his chaos. And at one point, I would have a lot of dreams where I would actually be taken to hell, to the underworld. And it's in that place that I found a lot of the different legions that are ruled under that spirit. And simultaneously, I was doing a lot of work with ancestors. One of the things that I was being taught at that time was that a lot of dealing with spirits and things like that, you have a deeper connection with those that are in your ancestry, in your bloodline. So a lot of slaves who died in America and across the ships and whatnot found that a lot of those connect with defining the legions of the different Goetic spirits, because the 72 are named, and underneath them they have just about limitless spirits.
Yeah, they're nameless.
What you were saying about the dead being so hungry and so ready to, take energy from this plane, one great way that I found to channel the nameless ones is by assigning them to the legions of whatever Goetic spirit you're working with. So even though Andres has 30 legions, to me, he's got limitless legions because there's 30 different forms that those spirits can take. But as far as the energy is given to me freely to use from those ancestors, from those nameless dead.
Okay.
Me,
because I'm in their bloodline.
I love being educated. I fucking love being educated.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
24 fucking years, I still love being schooled. I fucking love it. Well, see, I never thought of that. A long time ago, I was wondering about the, it has 2,000 legions, has so many legions, stuff like that. I went to removing all the zeros myself
Yeah.
and went to looking at it just as it and its base number right below it. So like if it was 2,000, I would think, something like 200. Okay, I keep it simple, keep it small, and like you said, the 30,000, so it's 30. I've done that similar thing, but I've never made that connection.
Yeah, the way that really helped me to break it down, specifically with Andros, is that he's got 30 legions. So for me to really, because here's the thing with the spirit realm, it's chaotic. And since we live in this physical realm, our logical mind has to break it down in little pieces so we can understand it. So what I chose to do was I broke those 30 legions into 3 separate armies. One dealing with mechanical type technological things, systems, one dealing with organic systems, and one dealing with mental systems. And each one of those legions had a specific type of demonic spirit. So what I would do is I would employ one set to do a certain thing. And in my path walking that I came up with for the Andros system, I would basically see limitless armies of those spirits. If you look at my window back there, I actually have, representations of each one of them because I work with these guys regularly. Yeah, it's just really interesting that you say about the unending chain of the nameless and forgotten, because that energy is still here. And like all energy, it's just waiting to be tapped into and used.
It literally covers the earth. Wherever the dead are buried, it literally is like a freaking web. That's what they're referring to. And it's interesting that the knowledge of the dead now. Okay, so as a necromancer, you're talking about you want to know the knowledge of the dead. Like all knowledge of the dead is collective, just like the collective unconscious of the world. This gooey, sticky web that surrounds the earth, where this necrotic energy comes out of, all you got to do is tap into it. Anything within a certain radius or whatever, you'll be led to. The trick to it is to not be overcome with your desire for what it is that you seek, and so much as just being receptive enough to just follow the energetic current. It's really, really strange how that works.
So, when you're meditating and you're doing your magic and you're feeling the presence of these energies, what you must understand is these aren't strange and alien forces from some other dimension. These are the people who made it so that you can be physically manifested. In other words, when you're dealing with any spirits, you're dealing with the energy of your ancestors. Because when you die, your spirit goes into some type of spiritual bank. And someone who's knowledgeable can access and tap into this bank, which is actually unlimited, which is actually, the number is phenomenal. It's not quantified by number. It's an infinite energy. It's quantified by potency. Okay? There are so many spirits that are waiting to be contacted, connected with, utilized. And when we work magic with the Goetia or any type of spiritual system, what we're doing is finding a way to connect our subconscious mind to the energy of our ancestors and grab that power and push it towards a specific purpose. And this is what they want, right? When you pass on, all of that information that you accumulated during your life is stored in the Akashic records. That energy, it's easy to situate your temple and your altar to attract their energy to come and assist you with whatever they're proficient in. The legions of the Goetic spirits are nothing more than your ancestors. The Goetia is just one of many systems that gives you access and teaches you how to tap in to that energy. Do the work. Do the work, do the work, do the work. Don't just listen, don't just read. Practice. Try it. This is the only way that you're going to find out for yourself. And finding out for yourself is what convinces the subconscious mind, wow, this is actually legit. Because if you don't believe that it's real in your heart of hearts, it's not going to work out for you. This is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. Peace.